Hi, I'm Dorothy White with Channel 6, and we're so glad that you could join us today. We're going to have a lot of fun today. I have spent some time with these young ladies and just had such a good time already. And we have a very special program for you today. And Jan, why don't you do that introduction for us and just kind of let the people know what they're in for?
Well, I'm not sure what they're in for, Dorothy, but I hope it will be a lot of fun. My sister and I are here today for our program on twins because we have enjoyed being twins for a number of years,
yes.
for a number of years now.
Yeah.
And since my sister has recently moved here to Bardstown, this is the first time we've really lived in the same town for over 40 years. And
Oh my goodness.
we're having a lot of fun being twins again.
Yes.
Yes.
That is so fun.
At this point. So we're happy to be here today to have a conversation about what it's like to grow up as twins and to have some of the experiences that we've had.
Well, I think one of the coolest things that we had just talked about for a minute is your names. So let's maybe start out with that. And you want to introduce yourself, your name now, and then Jill's, and then you can kind of explain a little bit about how that got started.
Well, I am Jan Ballard, and I have lived here in Bardstown for over 40 years now. And my sister is Jill Osborne. Our maiden name is Hepp, H-E-P-P. It's a German derivative. There aren't many of us. But Jill and I share a first name.
Yes, we are both Marys. It is Mary Jan and Mary Jill. And that has created many situations that haven't always turned out real positive. But they've been reconciled. But it's presented some interesting situations.
Yeah.
The first of which was probably when I went to high school, then they didn't have a course list for me because they didn't think I existed.
Yeah, Mary J and Mary J, same last name, same birthdays,
Has to be one.
and before computers. See,
Right.
so everything was done by hand. So there was only one record.
One year I didn't get to vote. It was always me. Somehow I was the one.
Well, I went to vote
that-
first.
Are you 1 minute older?
6 minutes.
6? Oh, well, see,
6
she's got the
minutes.
age on you, you know. She's just, she
But
raised first.
our most recent issue with these names, we kind of discovered it about the same time.
No, you discovered it first and called me.
We were, and this is going to give away
'Cause you
the
retired
age
first.
thing, okay?
Yes.
It's going to give away the age thing. But we were looking at going on Medicare. And to do that, you have to go online to Social Security.
Right.
And on that neat little website, they'll calculate for you what your Social Security check is going to be.
Right.
And I looked at it and knew right away that I'd never earned enough money to get the size check they told me I was going to get.
So she calls me at
You
work.
could have got her social security.
Well,
You
yes, she
asked
could have.
that up? Oh, my God.
No, she calls me and she says, go online and register on this
Yeah.
SSI website,
Yeah.
which I do. Long story short, I checked my explanation of benefits and I called her back and I said, it's not right. And she said, well, mine isn't either. So we started comparing and it was exactly the same every single year. And I was given credit for earnings in years that I didn't work. So I knew it wasn't right. But on the back page, it said Social Security number used to determine these benefits, and it had the last 4 digits of mine. But underneath it said additional Social Security number, and it had the last 4 digits of hers. And our Social Security numbers are exactly the same, except for the last 2 digits.
That's what I was going to say. If they were right next to each other like that, that
Well,
at least gives them a little bit of a reason.
But
to
what
do
they
it.
told us, because you were at the Social Security office.
Okay.
Yes, I did go visit them at Social Security. The first thing they told me was they'd never seen us before. That, of course, you know,
Because you don't exist,
I
that's why.
became a minor celebrity at the Social Security office, and it did take several months to correct it and to separate
About
it.
6 months.
But of course, at that point, see, they told us we were very fortunate we were not drawing on it yet, because that would have created a bigger mess.
Oh,
but-
my goodness.
What they told us, it was probably happened when they transitioned to the electronic data.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
through
They just
computer.
picked it up and they
And
thought it had to be
whoever
one.
was So there we were, but happily everything has been
separated
resolved.
us.
We are now two people, according
But that
to
was their comment, because when we applied for our Social Security cards, we were 16. When you went to work, you applied for Social Security. And because we applied on the same day, we had the same Mary J. Hepp, same birth date, same address, everything was the same, that when they did the electronic conversion, they just merged us, is what they figured. But they did say if she had started drawing her Social Security, then I wouldn't get any. And I said, no.
Well, we'd have to work on
We
that.
have to
anyway.
straighten that out.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it was the name thing.
But that's not the first time something's happened with the names. Can you tell us a little bit about just what I'm thinking of is when you met your husbands, but maybe we need to go back further. Maybe there's some other
Well,
things.
the name situation, our names are so closely related, parallel. Now, for a number of, one summer we worked together in downtown Louisville, and she was down at Fifth Third, prior to
No,
Fifth Third.
First National.
National Bank. And I was, at the time, working for The Record, the Catholic newspaper. And I would pop down to meet her for lunch, or we'd, pick her up after work or whatever. And I'd be in the elevator going up, and people would say, "Did you go home and change clothes?" You weren't wearing that.
But
when
one
you came to
summer we
work.
had a job. Remember our summer job we had one summer, and we just got one paycheck. They just paid.
Yes.
They just paid Mary J.
And put
Hepp.
it in that
Yeah,
joint
yeah,
account.
They just paid Mary J. Hepp, so we just split it.
We
So
split
we
the
got one
paycheck.
paycheck.
Oh my goodness.
But, things like that happen, but we've had other instances. We do have somewhat parallel lives. We are
And
separate.
experiences, yes.
Yes. Yes, with it. And part of it, Dorothy, is our husbands are both University of Kentucky College of Engineering graduates. So fortunately for us, they are very good friends.
Yes.
And they tolerate our
And they were friends before we met them,
Uh-huh.
which was nice.
So did they fix you up on a double date? Is that how you met?
She fixed me up.
I fixed her, and then she fixed me up.
Well, Russell fixed you up. but,
Oh,
yeah.
Russell fixed you up. Okay.
But he
But
reciprocated.
yes, we did
He
have
picked out his brother-in-law.
Well, that's the part I find
we did
fascinating.
have a hand in planning the foursome that has lasted now for almost 41
40
years.
yeah.
So that it's a lot of fun. We
It
travel
is.
together and enjoy each other's company a lot.
And when you were dating, you never switched or had any
Oh.
inclination to
Not
do
them.
that?
Not
Because they
them,
knew
no.
you well enough by
Well, they
then.
actually made us promise not to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Jan fixed me up with my husband
Okay.
first.
Okay.
And told me I only had to go out with him once. She said, just go out with him one time. And I said, okay. But like he tells everybody, it was a blind date for me, but not for him. Because he knew her.
Because he knew Jan already. Okay.
Yeah. But no, we pulled some switcheroos and stuff
Yes.
on dates in high school.
High
and
school.
my dates always had a good sense of humor, and Jill's dates took me home. Yeah. There was one party I didn't get to because he
We were
was
going
not
to the
happy.
same party. We were going to the same party, and I thought, well, what difference does it make? But
It makes
Apparently
it,
so.
apparently it
Yeah.
makes a difference to some folks. But I just love seeing the pictures of you too, and I know obviously have shared a lot of these stories with Jan over the years, and I know when you were living in Tennessee, it was really hard for her to have you that far away.
it was hard, yes.
It was hard, I mean, because you have been very close as sisters. I mean, I think I'm doing good if I get Sister Week, and here you've had...
We have
a-
sister every day.
You've had a lifetime of doing things and sharing things. What's some of your favorite, maybe things that you've done together? The trips I know you've taken in the last few years. What's a favorite thing that you've done together?
I think probably some of the most fun we've had has really been with our children.
I was going to say the same thing.
And
Really?
dealing-
Yes.
Yes, and dealing with their, having to deal with two mothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That, when we had, Dorothy, our children were all born in the 80s. And Jill started it with her first little boy.
So it's your fault.
I have the oldest.
in 1981. I followed with children in 82, 83, and 84.
I got 85.
And you
And
got 85.
I came back with 86.
And then I got 87 and 89. We skipped 88. I got 89.
And our mother said, please don't come home together.
That's so true. So you each have 4 children.
We each have
so
4.
that's another,
And we
similarity.
have pitched in and watched each other's children, and our children are actually pretty close.
Yes.
Pretty close. They have grown up probably closer than a lot of cousins
Normally
do.
Yeah.
And that's been a lot
And
of
we're
fun.
mom and look a lot mom.
Yeah.
So, but one of the stories though, when particularly my children, because Jan would keep my children, they didn't know the difference when they were babies,
Yeah.
and they would. It was the voice, it was the mannerisms.
I was going to say your
it
voices
was-
are still
yeah.
very similar too.
But she could keep some of my infants, and they wouldn't know the difference. So it was nice.
That is really nice because that was one of the lines my daughter always used. Not the mama. Not the mama. Because I would pick them up and they'd be screaming and crying, and you're trying to quiet them, and she'd pick them up for 2 seconds, and she said, "Not the mama. I don't know what to tell you." So, but
they still call us mom and look like mom.
and look like mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And really, as they've grown up too, they've still stayed close as well. It seems like they.
Yeah,
still
we
good
do. Well,
friends
because
and-
we do so much together.
Right.
You know, they want to see us. They usually see us together. So.
Yeah. And the
But,
families.
Yeah, but that's fun. That's been a lot of fun. But that's
And we've kind of surprised them with some of the twin.
ESP stuff.
Yeah, they've been witnesses to some of this. Like, oh, gee, Mom, that's kind of Twilight Zone-ish.
Yes.
That something that Jill is thinking.
Well, we celebrated a birthday one year in Lexington together, and Jill's daughter was living there, and she went out. She took us out to lunch for our birthday, and we're both ordering, and of course we always order the same thing. We always eat the same thing, not intentionally, but we both want the same thing on the menu. And she's like, oh, this is a little strange here. And then we exchanged our birthday presents, and we had bought each other the same
present.
thing.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Mary
And
was,
that wasn't the first time that's
no,
happened.
Mary was a little shocked because Jill had sent her out. I found out later to buy my and had
Mary
told
was my
her,
shopper.
So
and had
Mary-
told her exactly what to buy
Okay.
for me, and I had bought the same thing for her.
So, yeah.
So that
But
was
one year on our birthday, and I can't remember, it was before we had kids, it's been a little while ago. Our husbands bought us the same gift. That was really hilarious because they were shocked
Yes.
that they had thought of the
That they
same
had
gift.
chosen exactly
And they did not-
the same.
And they didn't know
They did
that
They
they
did
had
not
done
discuss
it.
it, but they were still friends, and they've remained
Oh,
friends
yeah.
all these
Oh,
years
yeah, yeah.
too. So
Yes, but,
I bet they're thrilled to.
But there
to
were many
be together and
years we would send our mother the same birthday card or buy her the same because we knew what she liked,
Yeah.
and we would do that.
Now, where do you two as twins fall in the children of your parents?
We're the youngest.
You're the youngest. Okay, so the mom said, "Twins, I'm done."
Well, actually, I think we were a big surprise.
Always a big surprise
Yeah.
as twins.
Yeah.
Because our brothers were like 7 and 8.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Quite a-
we
quite
kind
a
of lagged
surprise.
behind.
Yeah.
but you're catching up quick. But maybe that's why you're small.
I don't know. I don't know.
Could be.
We were, identical, and in addition to being identical twins, Dorothy, we're what's called mirror twins.
Which is only like 25% of your identical twins are mirror images.
And that means
Everything's opposite.
okay.
She's left-handed, I'm right-handed. You know, even to the point where at one point we had my weak eye
yes,
is
yes,
one eye
yes.
and hers is the, I
Is
mean,
the
it's
other.
like,
Yeah.
it's like looking in a
gosh.
mirror.
Uh-huh.
It's like looking in a mirror.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So,
Well, I think that must have been such fun, though, when you were growing up. I bet you did give your mom a hard time, or at least a busy time of life.
I was
to-
going to say, I don't think they ever had any trouble telling us
No.
apart.
No.
Not our family.
Okay.
Other people did. And because when we went to school, we grew up going to private Catholic school, so we wore uniforms all the time. And that made it real easy for her to do all the English homework, which you can imagine. And I did all the math on
That's what I was
that.
going to say. And you did all the math. Now, that's really interesting, too, because those are kind of opposite ends
Well,
of
it
the
is,
spectrum.
but see, it's the mirror twin. It's that different, and and people want to. The number one question I think people want to know from twins is what's it like to be a twin.
Right.
Well, see, we don't know any different. So it's like, what's it like to be a single? Because we
It's
don't
so
really, we don't really know. But I think being mirror twins, we do have some opposite interests and opposite talents and things. So we've always gotten along real well. Always gotten along. I mean, I think we had 2 fights in college and our roommates left.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was, if it was going to be a fight, it was going to be bad.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, we have always gotten along.
Well, I think
But we haven't really competed.
No.
no, but that's always told me that when you do that and you have an argument or something and it's terrible, it's because you do love each other so much and you are so
Probably.
close and you really, you think so much of the other person that it upsets you when they don't feel or think like you do. Because I know with my sisters, when they'll say something, like, where's that coming from? And you just kind of question that, and it seems like when you're so similar or parallel, I like
Well,
that
and
analogy
I
too.
think of a lot of conceptions people have about twins. They think that you're identical in all aspects
Right.
of life. And as twins, yes, we do have identical DNA.
Yes.
That is passed along. And things like intelligence level and that are very close.
Similar.
But you are still influenced by the environment you live in,
Sure.
by the individual experiences that you have. Going through school, we really did not separate.
Not till high school.
Not till, and even, well, in high school when I finally got my course schedule. In high school, most of our freshman classes were together because our test scores on
Were
our
so
entrance
similar.
We're
exams
so similar.
were so similar that,
Okay.
and we began to separate ourselves based on the classes we wanted to take, the interests that we had, and that kind of prepared us. Although we went to college and roomed together,
Yeah.
that was
We didn't think we were supposed to room with anybody.
yes, yeah.
Well, truly, you probably got along as well or better than a lot of roommates.
Oh, I'm sure.
My girls went through that,
Yeah.
where they kind of, this one worked, that one didn't, whatever, because this one liked to party
But
all the
that's-
time, this one liked to study, and
A lot of people, I don't want to say analyze twins, but there is a lot
they're
of that
curious. They're
out
very
there.
curious, yes.
But what we found, of course, when we went to school, into grade school, there was only one of each grade. So we
Okay.
had to be in the same class.
Okay.
But they would do things like put us on opposite sides of the room, or one
So
would
the
be in
teacher
the
could tell
front
you apart.
and one would be in the back. Well, I think they thought I don't know if we cheat off each other or what. But
No, I think they had to have a way to tell us apart.
They
Yeah.
had to be able to tell you apart and not let on like they, had to
Yes.
work at it, that it just
Well,
came
one time our
naturally.
mother got in trouble. Remember when she got in trouble when we were in grade school? Because she put our names on our sweaters because she thought that would help people.
Yes.
But then we were considered out of uniform, so she had to take them off.
Oh, my goodness.
She was trying to be helpful.
Sure.
Because we did
Sure.
wear uniforms and we did look so
Our
much
little
alike.
name, it was before the monogram craze. It was even
Yeah, it was
as
before that
popular
was
as it
even-
is today.
She,
Yeah.
Well, we had little navy blue sweaters, and she had our little names in red.
Yeah.
Our little names were in red.
And that would have been
Sweaters.
so cute. It's too bad they.
No, she had
Well,
to
she
take
thought
them
it was
off.
cute.
Yes, yes.
But she tried.
Well, I know we have a couple pictures here, and I know Gary's going to show some of these, but you look so identical here that you cannot tell each other apart.
We're not
It is
sure
hard
who's who.
because obviously at that age you weren't aware of it, but as a child growing up and as you got older, I remember my girls were close, and she came up to me one time, and I used to dress them alike once in a while just for fun. Well, they were just a year apart, so they were very similar. And so I would dress them, and she said, that lady wants to know if we're twins. And I just thought that was so cute, because to me they look nothing like each other.
Yeah.
But you do, you look so much like each other
We were
from
talking
day
the
one.
other day over when did we think we first realized we were different.
That the
Yeah.
That
twins
we-
were different?
that
or
we-
being
no, that we
twins?
was
Oh,
different.
okay.
That being
Okay.
twins was
And I really don't think it was until we went to school.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, and then we were referred to as the twins.
Okay.
Going through school. But it was, I think we thought everybody had, you know.
Somebody that looked like them.
Yeah.
Well, your sisters are brothers, and so they're, you know,
Yeah.
have a similar.
But we would be downtown or out with our parents, and people would stop us. People would stop and want to know if they're twins, and I thought,
And I
You
love
can't
these.
tell.
These dresses are very similar.
bought at
Similar,
different times.
bought at different times, but similar colors. And when you wear them together, do people ever compare more so when you're dressed alike or similarly than they do
Now, we
otherwise?
have been asked since I have moved to Bardstown, and I've only been here since December. I've had quite a few people will stop me, and they will say, I know you're not her, but who are you? And I had a lady follow me in the grocery store. I was in every aisle, and I kept thinking, I've seen her in every aisle. And she finally said to me, she said, who are you?
I
She
know, I
said-
know you, but
Yeah, she said, I know you're not. So I was going to have a T-shirt printed that says, I'm not her.
yeah.
Yeah, but since
I'm
she's
not
been
Jan.
here so long,
She has, and knows a great number of people from the different positions you've held with the school, certainly in the chamber. I know you had a lot of contacts and people that you met, and so it must be hard for them because they're saying, I think I know her.
Well, we have enjoyed that. I have enjoyed it a lot.
Most of the time.
Because when people see us together,
Yes.
the hair's different. But it's the voice and the mannerisms.
and yeah,
Sure.
And when she answers my phone, you know, she'll have to say, "This is not your mother."
yeah.
You know,
It's your other mother.
And then our kids will go, well, I knew it. No, you didn't.
no.
And you even have the same shoe size.
Close.
Very
Maybe,
close.
yeah.
Very close.
Yeah, we trade everything back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, I get tired of something.
That's why we had to
it
room
goes up.
together in college. We had one wardrobe.
Well, yeah, but you know, really, that is wonderful. That's a great thing, and maybe better for your mom too. Not quite as many things that you had, but
Well, we did dress alike
For years.
probably until we were teenagers. And I think it truly, I don't think our mother was upset about it, but I think it broke our dad's heart.
It did.
Because
even-
he continued to buy us, because he worked in the clothing business.
Yeah.
And he continued to buy us the same item of clothing after we were married.
We were in our 30s. We were in our 30s, and he was still buying us twin clothes.
Well, parents,
Everything was
parents
And
are
we
like
had
that.
to call each other and say,
Are you
wearing
wearing
it? Are you going to wear it? But we showed up at a UK football game, one homecoming, same outfit.
Dressed alike.
Had not talked to each other, but it was something that he had bought for us. So
Yeah.
I think he was fully embraced having twins, and he didn't really fight us separating, but I think he missed.
Yeah.
I think he missed those days.
Well, I'm sure, you know, having you, and especially if it was, you know, later on they had other children, and then the uniqueness of having the little girls both.
Well,
And-
you know, when we were
Yeah.
born, the percentage of twins born, now there are fewer sets of identical twins per every 1,000 births than there are fraternal
Fraternal
twins.
twins.
Okay.
Fraternal twins are more plentiful. But when we were born, it was prior to the increase in numbers due to medical advances.
Right.
You know, and helping people to achieve a pregnancy. Because, you know, multiple births are the result sometimes
Yeah.
of, I can't think of the word I want to say. Help me.
With infertility.
With,
and-
yes,
okay.
to help with infertility.
Well, I think the other thing too, though, is Jan, is looking at these pictures, and I'm just enjoying just looking at them here. This one with the husbands.
Yeah, that's
the
a great
husbands
picture.
it is a great
That
picture.
was our recent trip.
Was this just a recent trip?
Yeah, that was the summer. Yeah.
Okay, because I know when you went to Alaska, that was
Yes.
something you were both very excited about, and I think those things, you know, sharing those kind of things with your family makes you that much closer, and especially, you know, if the husbands are enjoying it too, that makes it that much easier to plan trips and to plan get-togethers and things that you're doing. So,
Yeah, we're in the planning phase.
Yes.
Well, and because she's always been here,
Yes.
well, for 40 years.
Yes.
And my husband's job, we traveled, and lived in different locations. So when we got close to retirement, that was the one thing I said I wanted, was for us to live
Close
together,
enough.
live close together
enough.
again.
Right.
And because I knew she wasn't going anywhere, it was me that had to move. But my husband's from Hardin County, so
So that worked out.
yes, and we have relatives, in the area too on that side. So
Sure.
And our children really are delighted.
yes,
Yes.
they are.
I bet
really
they are.
I think part of it is because they know we will take care of each other and they won't have to.
Yes, that too. That too. It's
But
important.
it has gotten the big extended family. It has given
Right.
us opportunities
To get together more.
To get together.
Yeah. It is. It just creates a closeness. I don't think that you can ever compare that with anything else. And especially, I know how special my sisters are to me. I feel sorry for people that don't have sisters, only because you do share so much on so many different levels that they just are there for you. But and having husbands that are not only friends but that have the same work, so they can kind of share stories back and forth. I know that's kind of
Maybe you should have them on next.
husbands of twins. I don't know. That might be a whole other story.
A lot of the literature out there, twins, really, we have to admit,
Right.
and really
fun.
compliment our husbands.
Yes.
It does take
Somebody special.
somebody special to deal with.
Because I'm sure sometimes they
Yeah.
feel maybe second.
Left out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, something will happen and I'll want to call her first.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should call him.
Yeah. Well,
Because we have shared so much.
And we do make plans to do things and then just tell them. that
Yes.
This is what you're going to do.
yes. And now you've advanced to the grandchildren, and so you have grandchildren on both sides, and Jan's just getting started, but that's okay.
I'm just getting started. I'm Jill.
Jill. Good one, Dorothy. I did not do that on purpose. I really did not do
But we
that on
answered
purpose.
both names.
But you both
Yes.
answered both names.
Yes.
But I'll just call you Mary. And
Yeah,
then
there you go.
go.
Well,
Then you'll be okay.
and my little grandchildren, because I have the oldest grandchildren. The oldest one is 7 now, and
Doesn't seem possible.
Gigi moves to town,
Uh-huh.
and she becomes the favorite.
Uh-huh.
She
Oh.
has she takes my little grandsons to the pool and has helped me to keep them after school or on days when school is not in session.
We're interchangeable.
Yes,
Well,
and
that's just.
there are times I think that they really kind of prefer Gigi.
Well, you've had them from day one. And so you've had a lot more experiences with them. All this is unique and just coming into it. So you do get very excited at first. I know my little granddaughters FaceTime me a lot. And so when they do, it's really fun for me because I'm not a FaceTimer. And sometimes you're thinking, no, not now. But it's so fun to FaceTime with them. But they're so natural with it. And your grandkids are going to be the same way.
Oh, they are.
They're going to be so
Yes.
close. And, whether they do live next door or, in another state, they'll still remain close after all these years. But okay, are there any other stories that you would like to share that you think folks would enjoy?
Well, the only thing that we had talked about, coming onto the program, is we often get asked, what did you not like, or how would you raise twins today? And
Okay.
I think our parents did a remarkable job
I do too.
dealing with 2 of us. But
Because they didn't know what they were doing.
yeah, no. The only thing that I would like to really tell parents is take your cues from your children. What are they? What is their comfort level with being separated, and pay attention to what their individuality is, the things that they are interested in, because it may be tough. Our mother was fond of telling people that we were the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah, she was.
But
Oh my goodness.
that the first 2 years of our lives were miserable.
Well, she probably, you can't. It's hard enough to take care of
But
one small
that's-
child.
We didn't get our own rooms until we were
High school.
teenagers, going into high school. And I think that was when our individuality really started to show, because
would.
we had always shared a room. You know, our parents wanted to dress us alike. You know, we were in the same grade, you know, always together. And we really did everything together. But when we got our room, I think our mother was maybe ahead of her time a little bit or whatever, but she gave us total, said you can do whatever you want. And the difference in how we decorated and the colors we picked and things that we did, I think then it really started to show
Your individuality.
that we were, you know, two different people.
So, you know, two different people.
Although our kids are saying if they put us together, we'd have one really good mom.
Well, I think you've both been wonderful mothers. I know, you know, going through a lot of those years with Jan, when the grandkids first started coming, she just was almost like as excited as they
Because there
were.
was one every year.
Well, but you know what? You go through those times and they go by in a blur, but you just try to enjoy them as much as you can. I've just seen pictures, but your little one looks adorable.
She is. But the other thing people always want to know is, do we feel? Like when someone hurts, do you feel that?
Oh, okay.
Or, you know, if something's wrong, do you
know?
sense it? And we've had
had
that.
yes.
Really?
We've had, oh, yes. Yes, we have had that. She fell at college one time and I knew it. Yeah, I felt the pain. And she was, when she was in labor with one of her children, I labored the whole day. It was not fun. But I knew. I mean, you have that empathy, I guess. But it was, you know, and sometimes as we've, you know, gone through different things, when I was having one of my children, I had, well, my first child that I gave birth to, I had told my physician that this is the way it will go. This is how my sister had her child, and I will do the same thing. And he laughed, and I thought, "Now don't laugh, buddy." And it was down to 30 minutes.
They don't.
I mean, it was exactly the same.
Yeah.
But then I've had, you know, other physicians that are very interested in twins.
Sure.
That want to know, you know, if she had an illness, did I have the same one? That type of thing. So there's a lot out there, and you know, we've read a lot and
Sure.
compared stories and things like that. But it always upset me when we would meet twins that didn't get along. And I would always think, how could they not get along?
Well, it sounds to me like your parents did an excellent job. That they you know, made that bond early and then kept it for enough years, but then as you became teenagers realized that you needed to, you know, your individual rooms, your individuality could you know, just kind of grow from there. And I think that's real important to remember too.
And now we're
So-
back together, dressing alike.
and dressing alike and helping decorate each other's homes
Yep.
and just having a ball. And that sounds like so much fun. And I know we would like to do a follow-up maybe with some other twins that we do have. You know, I think that would be interesting too, to just see how they connect with one another. And we haven't worked out all the details, but as soon as we do, we will let you ladies know.
And we'll think of more stories.
Think of more stories and share some more pictures. And
Well, this has been so much fun,
well,
Dorothy.
I told it's pretty painless, and but we just appreciate Channel 6 allowing us to do this community focus and showing off our great people that we have here in Nelson County.
And I'm so glad to be in Nelson County.
Well, we are awfully glad that you're here, and I know Jan is. So thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.